and gentlemen, welcome to Kingdom of Kodiak. I'm Kodiak. With me today, Ryn Warbear. How are you doing?
Good. How are you doing?
Good, good. It's nice to see you.
Good to see you too.
Let's not waste any time. Let's get to the bare necessities. Sorry, Sin. Still, I would like to know how long you've been playing Amcard.
I technically have played Amcard for a year because my first sign is in 2019, but realistically, I've played Amcard for 2.5 months.
Yeah, you were one of those COVID babies that we got out of this whole thing, which
Yeah.
we're glad to have you. All right. So we have a bunch of tack on questions to the bare necessities this week because a lot of your questions are centered around like your joining of the game since you joined at such a unique time. So Beatrix would like to know, what is the reason that you came to Albuquerque?
So life just kind of lined up in a lot of weird ways because of COVID and different things with like my living situation. And I figured if I had to get a new job, get a new house, and do all these things, I might as well do it in a new place. So I threw a dart at a board. It hit Santa Fe, and I went, that's a little bougie for me. And I came an hour south, and now I'm in Albuquerque.
Okay. Sir Elikar would like to know, in what ways is Amcard better than other LARPs that you've participated in?
Probably the best part about Amcard, as far as I've seen so far, is just the national organization of it all. It was crazy to me when I came that all of the credits I earned in Blackfire Pass, which was my park back in Ohio, were all transferred over, and it was all like the seamless thing. Like, yeah, you already have 2 levels in Barbarian, you're fine, like go play. And I was like, this is all here? You just know all of this?
Right.
And coming from Dagger Hero was my main game back in Ohio, the national game is kind of non-existent. Like there's no organization there. So that's my favorite part coming to Amcard.
Okay. And then Beatrix would also like to know, which wacky bat is your favorite wacky bat?
My favorite wacky bat was my broken wacky bat, but I guess if I had to pick a wacky bat I have now, it'd be my green wacky bat, but then that bat apparently is hurting people, so never mind. I don't have a favorite wacky bat right now.
Ryn, as we talked about off camera, Beatrix is like a banana and bruises so very easily. I wouldn't necessarily take that as you doing that, but that's fine. That's fine. Still, I would also like to know, where does your persona come from?
Ryn Warbear Ryn Warbear is a monster hunter, is his whole deal. So that persona came from like a thing we were doing when I was in college. We had like a small like club on campus, which is how I got started in the game. Mm-hmm. And we did like little like side adventures, and one of the big adventures we did as like a campus was like hunting monsters, and like that like started off Ryn Warbear. And now I take most of my like garb inspiration from like the game Monster Hunter, because I want to look like a cool badass.
Okay. Well, I mean, outside of the Monster Hunter thing, you have a Kodiak seal of approval for the Warbear, at least last name.
Yeah.
You do have that. Beatrix would like to know, as far as the persona goes, and it being from Monster Hunter, but what is the overall aesthetic you're going for?
I don't know. I feel like a lot of my aesthetic currently is just like kind of like Dag has a very like a Norse like tunic and then whatever pants you can throw on deal.
Sure.
So I think I just started there, and then I've just added things as I've gone.
Okay.
It's not. I would like to get more into making like more custom pieces. It just hasn't. The time hasn't panned out yet to make that stuff.
Well, we're gonna talk a little bit about your arts and science here in a minute, but that's good to know that at least you have that on your docket at some point. Darius would like to know, because Darius rang in with some very, very good questions. Were you a bear before it was cool to be a bear?
I was a bear day one. Ryn was originally, it was Ryn Warbear, and I was like, I don't like how that sounds, and it became Warbear. But Ryn is a bear. he's not like a guy who like likes to be like he's a bear.
Mm.
So I was a bear on day one before anyone could tell me it was cool or not cool.
Okay. Well, Ryn lives in the alternate dimension where Kodiak is a bear then, because that is the alternate story. Deverick once took a bear out of the woods and duct taped 2 foam swords to his hands, and that's how Kodiak came to be, is the alternate story to the Kodiak origin. So it's sad that there's an alternate story, but anyways, what award or achievement are you most proud of receiving?
Everyone else is allowed to have multiple ones from what I've listened to, so I'm taking 2.
Okay.
Because one was a really funny meme, and the other one genuinely made me cry because I did not have many awards coming from DAG until our end reign that just happened.
Mm-hmm.
And the meme award was I got an Order of the Smolder. So if you go onto my orc page, there is a picture of me from 2019 where I've got a very nice smolder on my face. And I didn't know how to get rid of it when I came back to Amcard, so it just kind of stayed there. And now it has to stay because I got a reward for it.
Yeah. Yeah, anyone that needs to see it right now, I'm putting it in the
No.
I'm trying, it's not working. I went. This is why I have been looking off screen for anyone who's noticed that I wasn't looking at the screen while Ryn was talking. It's because I remember the smolder question and I wanted to pull it up. That is a smolder. Oh boy.
It's a good picture.
Yeah. Yeah, if you're trying to sell Abercrombie and Finch, but anyways. So that's one, right? The smolder.
And then the second award I got that I was really happy was I got an Order of the Jovius, I believe is how it's referred to, which when they handed it to me, I was like, okay, this is like another thing. Like, we only give one of these out per reign. And I was like, and you picked me. I've only been here for 2 months. And it was like really cool that like I made enough of an impact at the park, even in the short time I've been around, that they gave me that. It meant a lot to me. I'm pretty sure I almost cried.
Those are good awards to have. And the Order of the Smolder, that's so beautiful.
Now I just can't ever change my orc picture. You can't. Unless they have a better smolder.
That's fair. So still has a question. What's your favorite title that you've earned? Do we have a title?
I don't think I have any titles.
Okay.
We gave each other tons of nonsense titles when I was in DAG, but like none of them were based off of anything. It was just like, you can just throw on titles because why not? And I don't remember any.
Okay. All right. We'll come up with one. We'll just make it part of it. Also, if you do the champions challenges at the kingdom level, there is an opportunity to earn a title. Did I just spoil the end reign stuff? Maybe. Who cares? Morgan would like to know, what's your favorite battle game and why?
So this is a weird question for me, just because like the battle games I'm used to in DAG don't necessarily translate as well. Because like in DAG, I just like open field because I could just go skirmish on the sides and it would be like a great thing. And I haven't seen many open field battles, I think, because it gets a little too chaotic with all like the magic and other stuff going on. So I like an open field in the B, or like a contained box. I can be on like a left or right side. I'm very flanky. Like, so if I can get around people, I will. But a lot of the battle games that we've been playing have been like more like walls and bridges, and it's like I think it's just to contain all the magic a little more, because I don't know why we don't have open field, but we should, because I like a good open field.
Okay. Well, I mean, Sir Alucard, if you're listening, Ryn wants an open field battle game. I don't know. I always feel like Ring the Bell could kind of be open field. Heavy objects can be open field, but it's just a matter of how you set them up. So, yeah. But okay. All right. So when you're playing these battle games that you have to conform to because it's a new game, what class are we playing?
I was told the correct answer was Druid.
It is. It is. Are you playing?
I don't even have a second level in Druid.
Oh, well, I mean.
But to be fair, you don't even have a second level in Barbarian, which is my class of choice. So you can't talk either.
Well, yeah, I don't know. I don't know if you remember, or maybe you weren't around at this point, but during COVID, Devrick actually broke down the tiers to all of the classes, and Barbarian is the most inferior of all classes compared to the Druid. So yeah, that would be like, wasting a Saturday playing a White Sash.
Rude. Rude. No,
One day.
I play a lot of Barbarian just because it's simple enough and it still has like cool abilities. I definitely don't know if it's like the most optimal thing to be doing, but
well,
I rock it.
So if you're looking for a stronger version of a Barbarian, because I'm doing it right now, I can tell you that an Infernal Descendant as a monster is just a stronger Barbarian.
A what?
Infernal Descendant. It's a monster. And it has Blood and Thunder, and it has I can't think what the other thing is called, but also it has the immunities that Barbarian has with a little bit more. It has Flame Blade, so it's a little bit more of an intense Barbarian, essentially.
But you're also telling me I have to be a monster, which is antithetical to being Ryn Warbear.
Well, I mean, if you're like Kodiak, who's telling an entire story through what monster, or what classes he's playing, we
can get around it. There's definitely ways.
Right. So Devrick would like to know, what is your favorite weapon set while fighting?
Is it really a set if I only carry a single sword?
Single sword is your favorite?
Single sword is my favorite thing to fight with. Yes. I bring a board because it's more optimal, but I love single sword.
Oh, you're a monster.
Yeah.
No, it's fine. That's fine. Like our friend Inari once went to a open tournament with just a dagger.
I can respect it. I mean, the 2 Amcard tournaments I've been in, I have done both of them single sword, all of it. Well, the last tournament we did, I went it was a quest that Baldur gave us. And I stole it from Brian. Sorry, Brian. But it was single sword for the entire tournament. And I ended up placing 3rd in the Florentine category, single sword.
Wow. Okay.
And then the last time before that, I did an open category single sword because they did 2 opens. I don't know why. This was a tournament a long time ago, but I got 3rd in open single sword.
Okay. You are a monster.
I really like, well, okay. Most of it is when you walk into a tournament with a single sword, everyone like writes you off. Like, oh, he's just joking about it. And then I actually like pull out all the skills and they're like, oh shit. And then by the time I get to 3rd, like everyone there's like, I can't just mess around. He's going to kill me if I do. And they don't. Yeah. So I just need to get past that last part. Because if I can get 1st single sword in all the other categories, we're going to have some issues.
Well, those are the bare necessities. Sorry, Sin. Let's get to the 3 questions KOK viewers have been asking since episode 1. It's episode 77, so these have been here for a hot minute. Sir Glenolf has received his toaster from Sir Alucard. Sir Alucard still hasn't confirmed that's a reality, but I want to believe in my heart of hearts that it's true. But should Sir Glenolf get a soda maker?
Should he get one?
Yeah.
I mean, if he wants to get himself one, yeah. I mean, I don't see why not to have a soda maker if you like soda.
Okay.
Wait, are we providing? Are we providing the soda maker?
Someone might have to, yes.
I mean, if we're gonna provide it, give it 3 to 7 fiscal years, and we might have one for you. This is a longer process than the toaster.
3 to 5 fiscal years. Wow. Okay. All right. Stillhat would like to know then. Who's your favorite bear, and why is it Stillhat?
Whoa! It's me. If I don't root for me, no one's gonna root for me. So sorry, Stillhat. I am my favorite bear.
Okay, well, Stillhat, he's on my show and he's rooting for himself, but I'm going to go ahead and take the points for that. Anyone who's keeping track, I'm probably up by 7,000 or something like that at this point.
Just know you can enter Ryn Warbear points now as well and start getting me up there, and I can get into the running. Yeah.
Hey, excuse me, sir. Yeah. I don't think you could just jump in.
Yeah, I'm jumping in.
Okay. All right. Well, we'll talk. We'll get it. We'll get it figured out. Darius would like to know any relation to any of the other bears of Dragonspine.
I am honestly surprised there are so many bears in the desert. I came from the forest, and I was like, yeah, like bears over there make sense. I came here, and they're like, so no relation. I'm so surprised they're all here.
Well, I'm originally from the Northwest or Northeast, so
Oh, okay, so we all just migrated here.
I think most of us. I think Morgan's the only one that is more of
A
a
local
long
desert
term.
bear.
Yeah, a long term, and he actually has a polar bear persona. So, go
All
figure.
right.
Yeah. So bear hugs, too much or just right?
Just right.
Yes, they are. You've just earned yourself a bear hug.
Woo!
Yeah. Rand? What is your thoughts on Dragon Spine getting a mobile pool and or jacuzzi?
Why haven't we done it already? This is too long in the making. Like,
Well, it's a funding thing. So how would you fund it if you were going to get a mobile pool and or jacuzzi?
I mean, put a few signs up. I'm sure someone will give you money for it. Let's start a Kickstarter.
So Kickstarter's fine. Redbeard of Dragon Spine Las Cruces suggested that we do a Men of Amtgard calendar, like the firemen of Amtgard, or yeah.
I have done one of these before. Rivendell has had a Rivendell. So Rivendell's my realm, was the realm I was in Ohio for DAG. We have done a Men of Rivendell calendar. They do go okay.
Oh, they do go okay. All right. Well, maybe this is something we'll look into then. I could just see it now. Ugh, it doesn't make me happy about it. Anyways, those are the questions KK viewers have been asking since episode 1. Let's get to your questions. Ryn, what is your weirdest flex?
My weirdest flex?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm pretty sure I already did my weird flex by the fact I enter open tournaments with a single sword. That is my weird flex. Like, there's no reason to do that. It's just shooting myself in the foot.
And we appreciate you shooting yourself in the foot.
Oh, thanks.
Darius would like to know, are you a torchbearer for any particular skills?
A torchbearer?
Yeah.
Define torchbearer. I'm sorry if I've not heard, just to make sure I'm thinking about this the right way.
So Darius is just trying to get as many bear puns in as possible, but a torchbearer would be someone who is the lead for a set of skills.
I have a particular skill set in sewing. I haven't sew like it's just as far as I've made a few tunics here and there. I used to make all the sashes for my unit, as well as now I have to make all these sashes for all these classes. But so that's like a skill I have not had the opportunity to teach it at all here, but it's something I like taught like at my college and getting started in a few of my realms, like teaching people new things for learning how to sew.
Okay. All right. That's good. I do have some more arts and science questions, and we'll end with a very particular question in the arts and science realm. Stillhead would like to know, do you arts and science, and what do you make?
I do arts and science, whatever comes to my brain. So like, cause I've made armor, the bracers and the greaves I have are things I made. There's a wizard hat over there. I forgot to enter that in the quals because I didn't know that was a thing I could do. Like I said, I sew tunics, I sew sashes, like I sew like little trinkets here and there. One of the projects I'm currently working on that's giving me a little bit of trouble is I also do some 3D printing, and I'm trying to make like a like container to hold my spells, like the spell list, because I think it would be cool to like have like different themed little like containers. So like my druid one would be like kind of like wood and stuff.
Nice.
And like, so I'm trying to figure that out. I'm having problems with like how it screws together, but we'll get there.
That's a great idea. I'm gonna come back to that in a second here. Lightning and Beatrix would both like to know, what is your favorite garb that you own?
It's a toss up between what I'm wearing right now, because it has my sigil on the back, and I have a really pretty like green with like gold embroidery like on it. And I really like that piece because the green and gold is the colors of my original realm. Okay.
All right. And Stillhead would also like to know, what's the coolest garb you've ever seen?
I don't know. It's all armor, so it technically still counts as garb. But there was a guy who like had like a full like knight, like it looked like it was like a metal, but it was all leather. And it was like from head to toe, the whole thing was like black, like it was painted black leather with gold like embellishments on it.
Mhm.
So like I've never seen the dude's face. I have no idea. Like I'm sure like I could find him on Facebook somehow because like he's like everyone in DAG knows this guy's armor set, but he looks fantastic.
Okay. All right. And that's going to lead to the question I told you was coming. Given that you do some unique arts and sciences, are you looking to take on commissions?
Not at this moment.
Okay.
I don't have anything like particular that I'm like I would do consistently enough. If someone had an idea that they thought I could accomplish, like I would definitely consider it, but it's not something I'm like actively looking for.
Okay. I have some ideas that we could talk about because I think your idea about making the container for the spells and it being like designed around the class, if you could get one set for each class, you could sell those like hotcakes, baby.
Oh.
And just I think that would be awesome. But it's not about me. Let's get back to asking Ryn some questions. Darius would like to know, what would you consider to be a bare necessity of Amtgard that new players should focus on?
Bare necessity of Amtgard. Coming in, I feel like just the Amtgard requires a lot more communication than I feel other games have, just because of all like the spells and things going on.
Mm-hmm.
So I think even like, of course, like getting like your sword fighting basics and like spells and everything, but just like being mindful of what people are saying to you on the field would be, I think, is a bare necessity for Amtgard specifically, because a lot of people are saying a lot of stuff at you. So being able to communicate outwardly well if you're a spellcaster, and if you're taking spells on, you need to be able to listen to people as you're moving through the field.
Fantastic advice. Thank you. And Sin, I'm sorry, I'm not going to apologize every time that Darius makes a bear pun. Darius was the one making the bear puns. You're going to have to talk to him.
Just move the blame. Just move it over.
Shift it. There we go. It's how we handle it here on KOK. Stillhead would also like to know, what's your personal heraldry?
So my personal heraldry is, I guess I can just, that guy. And if you can see it well. And the meaning behind that is the shield in the center is my unit in Dagger here, the Imperial Guard. So it's the black and purple shield. The leaves in it are for the land of Rivendell, which was my home realm. And then the bears are me. And then that's why it's purple, gold, and green. So I'm a Mardi Gras colors boy, but it's because of my realm colors and my unit.
Okay.
Which would be equivalent to a fighting company, I believe, here at Amtgard.
Okay. So now I have to ask you, I'm sorry, Deverick just showed up at the house and it's strange.
Hi, Deverick.
Hi, Deverick. KOK says hi. All right. So Cato has a question that we've asked every week, despite the fact that most people say no to Cato, but back shields for version 9. How do you feel about that?
Absolutely. Why does Amtgard not have back shields? Back shields are so fun. I have not used them much. They're a staple in DAG. It's a meme thing. I could definitely see it as a bit of an issue just because I know people that I've known who like fight with back shields often. The problem I see with them is when people try to wrap a back shield. And if you don't know where the person's height actually lies, they just get headshot because you wrap too high and you just hit people in the face.
Okay.
That's a big issue I see a lot, but it's really kind of a meme like weapon style. I know DAG switched into like large like shoulder bucklers for red swords, which became very powerful. But I'm pro back shield. I think it's a fun meme set.
Okay, I'm starting to see a trend here. Any cross gamer or people from a different game are for it, and anyone who's only ever played Amtgard is against it. And Cato, for some reason, you get to keep having this question come up because eventually someone says yes again. But
I got you,
Cato's second question is always, of course, to flurb or not to flurb.
Of course you flurb.
Okay. Fair enough, I guess. It's just, of course. And the next time GOTC is a live event, go with us and we'll take you to Cato's RP Tavern so you can do some quests and hang out with Cato. Cato is a fantastic person in person. Fantastic person in person. I said it right the first time.
Yeah.
All right. Zana would like to know, are there any rain themes that you would like to see?
The rain theme is a new concept to me.
Okay.
I know we're I think we're doing another Viking theme because we're gonna like doing a Ragnarok thing.
Sure.
I don't know what all it encompasses into. So like I'm cool with the Viking theme because it kind of fits like a bit of my aesthetic at the moment, and Vikings are cool. I don't know if I had like the choice to make a rain theme, I have no idea what I'd pick. I mean, I guess I'd do a monster hunting theme and we just go ham fighting a bunch of big monsters.
I mean, yeah, anything you want to convert into a rain theme, you can, as long as you can find ways for it to function. So Queen Stillhet is doing a Naruto rain where her Regent, Spooky, and myself are all doing different versions of quests to try to get people's engagement and different kinds of engagement as well. So it just matters on how you put it together. It's still a process of learning how to do it, and at the kingdom level, because each park also has a rain theme. So you don't necessarily want to conflict with theirs, and you also don't want to like Bigfoot them and like the kingdom demands you follow it, because no one's going to do it if you do it that way. Yeah. Okay. So still would like to know, how did you like your first feast?
It was delicious. I regret that I helped prep a little bit of it because we did charcuterie boards, and I made all the meat into a Pegasus because Pegasus Valley, and I forgot to take a picture. I feel really sad, but it was very good. It was delicious.
Yeah, I have
did a great job.
I have a firsthand knowledge that Ryn knows how to prep cut. Okay.
This is true.
We had sushi at Beatrix's house, and myself and Ryn were put on prep cut duty.
Yep.
Yeah, and we
did good.
We did a really good job. I was really impressed with us. So this is gonna be a different question for a new player, but maybe there's a Dagahir event that it applies to. But Morgan has this question I like to ask every week, anyways. What's your favorite Amtgard? What's your favorite event that has to do with LARP?
My favorite event for when I was playing Dagahir would have to be we called it Siege of Moldris. So that was Rivendell's home event, and so it has a special place in my heart because I would run it.
Okay.
But it was like I would help in running it as part of my realm, and we had the best food, we had the best field fighting, and we had one year it was really hot. That was the only bad year. It was very hot that year. I'm pretty sure for you guys it probably wouldn't have been as hot because like it's hot here anyway, but like it was really hot for us.
Yeah. Again, it's what my like 9th year living in New Mexico, so I'm still learning about the heat down here.
9 years in, I'm screwed. I'm in year 1.
Don't worry, there's plenty of fights between now and year 9. You'll get acclimated. You have to. Yeah. Okay. So Kenjin would like to know what your perfect Amtgard event would look like.
Perfect Amtgard event. Well, I mean, I guess I don't have a good template for an Amtgard event. I don't actually it sounds like it's not as party as DAG events go. So because I know DAG events go I have an experience. Don't ruin it for me.
I will listen. You're gonna come to the circle at GOTC, and I will show you how to party.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
But perfect event is great field fights, with a fantastic feast of food that I can come back for seconds, which I know is hard depending on the amount of people you get.
Yeah.
But if you can come back for seconds, that's a great feast. You did well. Or rather, if you can't come back for seconds, that means all the food was really good. Anyway, and then a night with an open bar.
An open bar.
Siege always has an open bar.
Dang.
You know how to party.
I'll tell you a little bit of stuff off camera at some point, maybe in text or whatever. But Amtgard has dry events.
Oh. Okay.
Anyways, so
maybe I have to go back. No, I'm kidding. There are too many other reasons not to go back.
Still hands on. I both want to know what AmpGuard achievements or projects are you working on?
So we talked about like the spell thing I was working on a little bit. Other projects, because like I haven't all of my projects are very on the fly. It's very much like when the itch hits me,
Yeah.
I like start working on a thing. So like there's nothing like on the back burner right now other than that one. And I haven't looked into any of the paths because like people talk about like the sword path and the serpent path and all these things. And I haven't looked into any of it well enough to be like, I would take one of these paths and like dedicate any time. Right now, I'm just kind of like going with the flow and experiencing the game for what it is.
Awesome. And we love you for that. Thank you. So Morgan would like to know, you kind of already mentioned the answer to this, but maybe you were just lying the last time you answered a question, which was seconds ago, by the way. But Morgan wants to know what your long-term goals
are. To have fun and be happy.
I think that's great.
Yeah.
That's super good.
And you have that's a lifelong goal there because you can't ever stop. We're just gonna go downhill.
Yeah. Well, and you associate with some really great people in Pegasus Valley, so your opportunity to be happy and enjoy AmpGuard is really strong for you there. So good luck to you on that journey. So Darius is back. What would you consider to be the most borderline unbearable moment in AmpGuard?
My most if for one moment, it would have to be we played Phoenix League a week or two ago, and it's the first time I experienced a lightning bolt as a barbarian, which is one of the few things that can stop me in my tracks. And I either misheard or was mistold what a lightning bolt does to me, and I thought I couldn't do anything, so I just stood there and watched 5 people walk past me and kill my team. And I was like, damn, that's like really bad that can do that to me. And then someone did it to another barbarian on the opposite team, and I went to walk by him because people did that to me, and he backed me, and I was like, I can do that. Oh, and it was just one of those, like, I just don't know what all the rules are.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. There are a lot of rules to take in and go, and you know, you have a very large park, so a lot of forgiveness, obviously, for needing to learn the rules, but learn as quick as possible because it makes the game a lot more fun when you know what's coming and how it is handled and stuff like that. It's also a lot of fun. And I'm learning this not as a barbarian, but as an infernal descendant, getting hit with a spell ball, like an ice ball, and being like, immune. Just keep walking towards him because they're like, Kodiak's immune to spell balls, but that's all he used to do. Why is he now immune to them? I love it. My story is coming together. Again, not about me, but I love telling that story. Anyways, Darius would like to know, what office positions have you held, and would you consider one more overbearing than the other?
We called it co-admin of my realm in Rivendell. So I think that's like equivalent to like a regent. Okay. There's the monarch and the regent. So I was kind of like a regent. And then all the other like offices I've held is I was the president of my club for DAG in college. So those are the two things. Being co-admin was a little unbearable. Not the because of the position itself, just people at the time.
Sure.
So.
Okay. Not a problem. Okay. So now we're going to get into the second set of questions. It's a lot about you inside of like the bubble of you becoming a player. Now we're going to talk a little bit more about you in like the larger aspects of the game. But Beatrix wants to start that off with 2 questions, but I'm going to ask them at the same time. Why did you leave DAG, and why didn't you join Bell?
So, I had originally planned to take a year off of LARPing entirely before COVID even happened because of a lot of different drama things in DAG with realm and national level stuff. And then COVID just gave me everyone a free year off. And I was like, all right. but I was considering not coming back at all. And then I was adapting to life in Albuquerque, I was like, I need to find something to do. And the park had just started opening back up to in-person stuff. And I figured I will go out. I will try it again. It is worth a try. And that's how I started Amp Guard. It really wasn't a conscious choice between a Bell or not DAG or Amp Guard. I was like, what is here? I think if there was a DAG group here in Albuquerque, I would have at least gone out. I wouldn't have liked it just because I have a lot of personal qualms with things going on in Dagger here. There's a lot of issues that need to get ironed out. People who are much more in the weeds are trying their best, but I'm not dealing with that anymore.
Okay, fair enough. Damon Bali would like to know, were you excited to be playing in person again?
Yeah, it was very exciting to meet a new set of fighters and to experience that again. It was definitely different coming back because like it wasn't like coming back to like the same group, like a group I've like known for a long time. Sure. But it was good to know like when I came out to like I came out to a fighters practice before like main park had started, and I was worried because I didn't know, like I knew there was a lot of people there, but I didn't know the quality of fighter out here or not because I hadn't like looked into it at all. And when Unknown started kicking my butt, I was like, I picked a good spot. I've got to still work.
Yeah, unknown kicks a lot of people's butt though. So I mean, also I like the work, but it leads into the next question. Beatrix wants to know, why do you love fighting so much?
Who doesn't want to get hit and hit other people? And I guess to each their own. Yeah. It's a good way to keep active. I can't really put into words like why, but when I'm on the field, I just feel like I'm in the right spot.
Well, as someone who has fought you a little bit, you're a lot of fun to fight. We can have an engagement and then talk about it afterwards, and it's interesting to get some perspective, and you know what you're talking about too. So even though you're new to Amp Guard, you're still a good enough fighter to be able to explain your combat. So it feels nice.
Yeah, a lot of like the sword combat does transfer over, because especially with like the internet coming back, like all the serious like foam fighter like stick jock like pages are all of the games together because we're all trying to accomplish the same goal of getting good.
Sure.
I think Amp Guard does a better job of fostering growth in that department, just because I think the goals are very solid for like how you become a warlord, and like the getting there is a very solid thing, versus like with DAG, the knighthood is very dependent on who you pick as your knight for whatever you're trying to accomplish.
Okay. I just reading the chat real quick. You have a shout out from Kira. Ryn's the best. Want to make sure it's yeah. All right. So we know you're new to the game. So this question may not pertain specifically to Amp Guard, but also I'll ask the question in the vein of, would you be interested? But what fighting companies and households are you part
of? So I guess technically I'm part of the Imperial Guards household. We apparently have a household. I learned this literally yesterday.
Yeah, you did.
There's like 8 of us that are like technically part of Amp Guard, and they like made a little household for it. I don't know if I'd consider that like an actual like just because they're all in New York, so it's like across the country. So much I'm in it, and like they're all still my friends, and I love them all. It's not like a proper fighting company from the way I've like been told about it here. Mm-hmm. I have no prospects of looking like who I would join if I would join at all. I know when I joined the IG, I spent 2 years debating whether to join the IG, and became a double friend at one point because they forgot they had already friended me over that course of 2 years. That's a whole other thing. But technically, I'm still part of the Imperial Guard as a household in Amped Guard. But I don't know if I'd join another one, or if I would. It would be a long process to think about. I'd probably spend a similar amount of time to figure it out.
Okay. What part of New York is IG in?
So the people who are in the Amped Guard company or household are from New York, but the Imperial Guard's actually based out of Michigan.
Okay. All right. Western New Yorker here. So as soon as you say New York, I'm very interested in all things about this. But okay, that's fine. That's fine. Whatever.
I'm sorry.
I'm a Lions fan too, so Michigan makes sense. Whatever. Not
None
about
of
me.
that means
It's
anything
only
to
the
me.
third time. It's only the third time I've mentioned it today. It's not about me. Anyways, Shroudstar has a question that was asked a long time ago, but I love it so much. And you're a new player to AmpGuard. I'm going to keep saying that as well, and I apologize, but I want to get your perspective on it. If you could create a ladder award in AmpGuard that doesn't exist already, what would it be for, and what would you call it?
A letter award?
Yes. So letter awards are awards that allow you to achieve knighthood at some point.
Oh. I So it's a weird thing to think about because knighthood in Amtgard means so much more. Like it can be so many more things than it can in DAG. Because if I was making like an award, you had to to get to be able to be a DAG knight, it would be something along the lines of being a teacher.
Okay.
Because at least my knighthood that I was a part of, our philosophy was that you should be able to teach all the basics of dagger here. So whether that be fighting, basic crafting, like getting garb together, making a sword, like you should be able to do everything at least to a minimum degree, so that if you meet a new person, you can bring them to the minimum requirements to play our game.
Okay. All right.
But I know that's a little bit different for Amtgard because your knighthood, you can be a serpent knight, and that has nothing to do with any of your sword play. It's just your crafting.
And I mean, there's a possibility that the battle game could be its fifth path in Dragonspine or in the game as a whole, but we'll talk about that when that question comes up. Spoilers, there's a question about battle game night coming up soon.
Okay.
So if you could change one rule about Amtgard, what would you change and why?
I'm actually pretty happy with most of the AMP rule set that applies to me. I don't know enough about the magic to change any of that stuff.
Okay.
But I find Amtgard to be a very safe game without like the things that I would go to do, like that I would do in DAG versus in Amtgard. Like I wasn't super heavy into we're gonna grapple and we're gonna push people over. Like I would do minor shield manipulation. I think I can still do most of that I would have done in DAG. So I'm actually still pretty happy with the rule set as it is.
Okay.
And I'm glad that people aren't shooting me in the head with arrows.
Yeah, for sure. No, it's nice to hear someone who's coming over to Amtgard that's like, you know what? I really like the rule set the way it is, because we have this innate or inherent want to always correct stuff, and to hear players that are coming from different games going, actually, comparatively, your rule set is a lot friendlier to players, because no headshots, and it still has some of the dynamics that you can get from the other games. It makes it sound like Amtgard's doing the right things already.
I would say my biggest complaints with Amtgard's rule set is all magic stuff, but it's just probably one, because I don't understand most of it.
Sure.
And two, no one wants to do a militia battle. We have a rule set to do more Daggy kind of stuff. I would love to do more militia battles, but every time you say militia battle, there's a bunch of people who groan, and I get it, which I think is also one of the strengths of Amtgard, is that you can have so many people still be excited to be on the field and not swing a stick.
Yeah.
It's just crazy to me to think that you can step on the field, not swing a stick once, and still have just as much fun. And I think it's one of the strengths, as much as magic can piss me off.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. Well, Beatrix is going to give you an opportunity here to take one thing from DAG and just bring it to Amtgard. What would it be?
The open bar?
The open bar? Okay. That makes sense. That makes sense. Okay. All right. So you've already kind of mentioned a lot about your comparatives between Amtgard and other ones, which we appreciate. Thank you for making those insights. Balder would like to know, what don't you like about Amtgard in comparison to other LARPs?
I hate to keep ragging on magic. It's
You're such a barbarian.
yeah. I really need to put more of my levels into monk so I can just ignore people yelling at me. Uh, it just as a new player who like is a new player to the game, but I already have like skill in sword, like in the sword fighting part of it. It always just feels bad when like I'm doing my thing and someone says something to me and I want clarification because I don't know what's just happened, and then I'll die for some other completely like random thing. I think Dag's the simplicity of the rule book, like just like you can learn like green the colors do this, and you're not gonna hear a bunch of like the quickest a command or the command the odd.
Mhm.
Is that it? Like
Yep.
I like the first time I heard that it was I'm like, excuse what did you just do to me?
Yeah.
Like you can't get within whatever feet of me. I was playing a wizard and I was like, okay, I don't know what do you say?
I didn't want to be around you anyways, you mean
Yeah, you
person.
smell funny.
Yeah. Yeah. Take that. Okay. So again, new to Amp but you know that there's an international vibe to Amp. Is there any Amp that you would like to meet? Is there a name that stands out?
I technically already met him because like I didn't realize because I'd heard of Sir Tato and I've heard of Sir Anatole, and when I came here and like we're going up to Santa Fe on a Saturday or a Sunday for like a fighters practice, Isaac's gonna be there, and I was like, I don't know who Isaac is, and that guy's like, he's like, hi, I'm Anatole, and I was like, shit, I've seen videos of you. And it's like, so I guess Sir Tato, just because I haven't met him, but I have met Anatole, which was really cool to me. It'd be like this guy I've like seen like several videos and people talking about this guy's fighting skill and all this stuff. Listening to stab chats like a year ago and all this other stuff. And it's just like I got to meet him. And now I fight him like regularly, which is really cool.
Yeah.
He's a cool dude.
Anatole is very good people. Very, very good people. What's your thoughts? So you came into the game and we are trying to introduce a whole nother belt, a fifth belt to Amp, or it could fall into the sword path depending on the vote of the COM. But what's your thoughts on Battle Knight?
The way it was described to me, like because like my initial gut reaction was more ways to Knight is a good thing. Okay. Because I know Dag had we had a very big fallout. I don't know if it was a fallout, but at one point my knighthood, what we took on a squire that she wanted to be knighted in arts and sciences. That's what she wanted to be the main focus of her squireship. And the leader of our knighthood was like, absolutely, and took her as his squire. And the entire game was like, you can't do that. If she's not a fighter, she can't be a knight. And we were like, why not? Because Dag has no standard for a knighthood. There's nothing in the rule set that makes a standard. It's whatever your knighthood, like I could technically, if I was a knight, I could grab someone and knight them with no prerequisites because there's no standard. And there's a lot of issues in Dag with the fact of that would happen. People would like be a squire for a year, do a knight's test and do really badly at it and still get knighted. There are really bad knights and like there was such a wide range of good fighters, bad fighters, and knighthood. It's like, why can't we just do it under a different merit? It became a whole big fight. So that's one of my things I like about Amped is that you can be a knight and all. Like you telling me you're a knight doesn't make me go, oh, you're a good fighter. It's you are good at something in the game, whether it's like, and if you say serpent knight, like, I can find out what that is. Sure. But like knighthood is more than just fighting.
Yeah, for sure.
So that was my initial, when people said battle knight, I was like, oh, it's just another way to get knighthood. And then when I'm talking to other people in the park about it, the worry that was brought up to me that I agree with is that people are going to go whenever they make the standard for what makes you a battle knight, because I think right now it's still very vague. Is that correct?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, somewhat. Yeah.
That people are going to go super try hard in battle games, which could be bad for like your casual player that just wants to play and have a good time. You got these people running around going super hardcore battle mode. And it makes it less of a friendly environment that I think we already know and love, which is like, we can still like meme and joke around at battle games, which I enjoy.
So I have been someone who's been worried about Battle Knight, but I'm actually gonna play devil's advocate here a little bit. And to the players, Dragonspine, whoever's listening, to the players who go out and do try hard stuff, remember that those high order awards for what Battle Knight will end up being are going to be about good teamwork and good leadership and good tactical decisions. And you going out and being a very good try hard and an individual is not a high end award for that. That is actually hurting your cause. My 2 cents. But keep that in mind. I don't think that will be what the COK and high-end awards from the monarchy will look like. Is, oh wow, they try really hard and they're very good as an individual when they don't impact the team mechanics or show leadership in battle games or anything like that. But that's my 2 cents. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe over time we'll see it be different. But I think the try hard people are going to just shoot themselves in the foot.
I definitely think if they take that kind of approach to it, that it's about being a leader on the field and how you do that versus just I go out and I kill lots of people in battle games. I think that'll definitely impact like the culture of becoming a battle knight.
Mm-hmm. That's fair. Also, Dragonspine is inherently hard to get paragons in, and paragons are part of that path. So for any players that are looking at the Battle Knight path, it asks for 1 caster paragon, and Dragonspine, I believe, was the 4th lowest when it came to giving out paragons overall in all of Amtgard. So that is a standard the kingdom's going to have to change, and parks are going to have to send that up to kingdom level to get those promotions to paragon status. But another thing to think of is Dragonspine's philosophy on paragon is going to have to change entirely if this becomes a belt on its own or if it falls under the sword path. So patience is also going to be a poignant thing. Anyways, so Beatrix wanted to make sure that I asked this question, even though it is a DAG thing. But tell us about your DAG Knight and DAG Knighthood, because what I learned today, I was today years old when I found out that you can't be a knight in DAG without being under a knight in DAG. So could you tell us a little bit about your knight and a little bit about the knighthood in DAG?
So my knighthood in DAG is the Order of Ancient Azahheim. My grand knight is Sir Grimwolf Swagnarok McBadass, and then his squire, squire now knight, who is my knight, is Sarah Morgan.
Okay.
And she was someone I fought with a lot, and in Rivendell, there was someone I practiced with a lot. Mm-hmm. And I don't know what all to say on as far as me and my knight's relationship. We're good friends, but they've kind of fallen out of the game for their own personal reasons.
Sure.
A lot of things going on, and I totally understand that. But knighthood is very kind of subjective in DAG. So like what's the best way to explain this? Like if I explained all of the things that I did at the beginning of my squireship, and then like when we were talking about me becoming a knight or not, and like a knight's trial, whether that would happen, like could look very different for me than it could for even someone else in my belt line.
Okay.
Just because because the beginning of my squireship was a lot of single sword, which is why I love it. Because they made Morgan made me do a lot of single sword lefty, and then maybe do a lot of single sword righty, and then was like, cool, now you can Florentine, and that's just going to be what you have to do for a while. And then I know one of my friends, Rentok, he's a squire to Sir Rune, and he was with a buckler. This man had the biggest round shield you could get in DAG for like the longest time. He starts a squireship, and he goes, "Here's a buckler. You're going to be fighting with that for like the next 6 months." And
okay.
And it's just like it's a completely different thing. And then like what my knight required was like making sure I could teach well and like teach new people how to play the game. And what Rentox was that by the end of his squireship, he should be able to move somewhere that has no dagger here and make a realm.
Okay.
Would be like not that he would have to do that, but he should be able to do all the things required for that. So like knighthood just looks completely different from Dagger Hero to Dagger Hero, because there's no set standard.
Okay. All right, that's fair. I guess the question that I want to ask then, before we get to the most difficult of questions, we call them the funny ones, is are you looking to join a belt line in AmpGuard?
Not at this moment.
Okay.
There again, it's kind of right now, it's just enjoying the ride. It's very good to be back into foam fighting and being in it. If someone came up to me, I would consider it, but like it's not something I'm seeking out in any forms. I also feel like there's enough resources at the moment. I'm able to, enough people that I'm fighting with, that I'm getting the skills I need in that regard. So we'll see if it ever becomes a necessity, but right now I'm good.
Okay. I mean, I feel that because I did the same exact thing. I'm just like, no, I have all the resources. I don't need to join a belt line. But awesome. Cool. So let's get to the most difficult questions on KOK. They're labeled funny. We'll see.
I have to laugh at least once for them to be funny.
Well, okay. Well, I'll try really hard. Here we go.
Okay, cool.
Sir Glenn would like to know, who is the most unusual person you've ever met?
Most unusual? Thanix. Thanix takes the cake. Thanix is a knight of chaos. He's not actually a knight, but is a knight of chaos. Why am I blanking on the name of the realm? That's where my knight's from. He's gonna be mad at me. Northern Steppes. He's the guy in the Northern Steppes, and he is the weirdest fighter I think I've ever fought. He just does what he's like, he knows how to do all the good stuff and just does it.
Right.
Just does wacky things, and he still kills you. So I have to give, he's definitely the weirdest person I've met. He's a good guy.
Darius would like to know, given the bearishness of stocks, what advice would you give a new investor?
Gamble away all of your money. Don't be safe at all. If you're gonna gamble, you might as well bet it all.
Okay.
Don't listen to this advice, guys. We don't want any gambling debt.
KOK does not promote the decisions made by Ryn Warbear. You laughed. Yes. They are the funny questions. Still, I would like to know, coolest dog you've ever met.
Coolest dog? Patty, hands down.
It's Patty. It's
Patty. Dude, Patty's such a good sausage, dude. He's like I go over there, he just like lays in my lap, and I'm like, we're just gonna pet you for the rest of the day. Patty's best boy.
Well, that answers half of Beatrix's next question. Who is the best boy? Beatrix put on there, but she also would like to know, who's the best girl?
Wait, so to address the best boy thing really quick, because it was gonna be Patty, but I'm just gonna let you know right now, unknown, you were in the running, and then you left abruptly last night in our Discord call. How could you?
Unknown was in the running for best boy?
He was in the running for best boy.
Oh, okay. All right.
Best girl. We're gonna give it to MacGyver just so that B doesn't get her head too big.
Yeah.
MacGyver,
that's
MacGyver
the last thing. That's the last thing we need is Beatrix with a big head. Like let's nip that in the butt right now. All right. Still, I would like to know, what's your favorite dinosaur?
I feel bad I don't know the name. It's the one with the mace tail.
Stegosaurus.
No, doesn't the Stegosaurus have the spines?
That's the Triceratops.
No, that's the one with the. You're doing this on purpose.
No, the Stegosaurus is the one that has the little blades on its back, but also had the mace-like tail. But there are different variations of it that have different names.
Okay, I'll have to find out, and I'll make a comment with my favorite dinosaur so everyone knows for sure.
Well, yeah, because I still got to make a comment with your smolder from the orc. So we got things to do after this.
We got homework. No.
Yeah, we got. Oh, man, I mean, I knew I was a teacher, but I didn't know I was a teacher on KOK as well. Jesus. Anyways, what's the best kind of dragon?
A dead one.
Ooh, spicy. Okay. What were your thoughts on changing bearskin, BARKSKIN, to bearskin, BEARSKIN?
Oh, well, from bearskin to bearskin?
Yes.
I mean, I have both. I'm not getting into that.
Okay. Well, there you go. He's got both of them. He's not getting into it. Anyways, favorite fictional knight.
Fictional knight? I can't say I can think of one off the top of my head.
Okay. Zachary would like to know, what's the best fictional or non-fictional sword name?
I'm such a not nerd in this moment.
Oh,
sword. I don't understand the logic of naming your sword. It's gonna break. You're gonna throw it away. Like,
you name your sword because all great swords have names.
yeah, but all great wielders are gonna break their swords.
And then they will get another sword and they will name that sword because all great swords have names.
I have not named a single one of my swords, and it has not stopped their killing potential yet.
That's not the point. You don't have a sword like Garanara that you can just carry around and be like, ha, Garanara. That's my sword, by the way.
I'll mourn the funeral with you.
Well, wait until Kenjin's gonna no. Kenjin's getting me one that is got a flame on it for its blade, and it's just for aesthetics. And then Devrick is giving me a actual combat ready one, and I don't use it for combat, but I let Zachary use it for combat, and then he breaks my glasses over my nose. Anyways, Sir Smiley would like to know, what's your favorite book of all time?
Favorite book of all time. I haven't read in such a long time. I'm such a bad nerd. I'm just not doing well on all these. I'm the word. I just go fight. Okay.
I think we just found your title, Ryn.
What, the unread? That sucks.
Ryn the unread, or Ryn Warbear, the worst nerd.
The worst nerd. Oh, gross.
The unread though sounds fantastic. I'm totally putting you in for that. Fuck. Yeah. I definitely put you in for that. Stillhead, if you're listening.
No, don't let him do this to me.
Ryn the unread. I love it. Okay. Do you play Magic the Gathering?
I don't.
Have you ever played Magic?
I've had a few decks. I had a green deck I really liked, and then I had a white deck that I didn't know how to use.
Okay. Well, I'll tell you what. I was teaching Beatrix last time she was down how to play Magic. So if you ever want to come to Casa de Kodiak, we can throw decks together, talk about Magic, whatever. And if not, we can just sit here and sweat because it is very warm.
I definitely be down to play again. I just don't want to invest the money into it because it gets a lot.
No, don't worry about that. I got to talk to Sin actually about setting up a draft, and the more people we can get that just want to play the game but don't necessarily care about the cost, the better, because then we can just draft and have fun and it'll be a great time.
All right.
Darius is in the chat. He says he barely made it. Thank you, Darius.
Well, I'm glad you made it here.
Keep hitting those points. Ryn, what is your favorite color?
Purple.
Purple. You know what? Purple and orange go very well together.
Orange is my second favorite color.
You know what? You are in the ranks of bears that I enjoy.
Yeah.
Because
that's why I get points.
Like that.
That's why I'm on the point board.
Well, I mean, I'm still taking the points for today. We have to go to the board and talk to them, and it's a whole thing. It's a whole thing.
Is there a council of bears you're not telling me about?
There should be a council of bears.
Are we starting the council of bears right now?
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Yes, we're going to start the council of bears. We're going to meet. We're going to talk about honey and the possibilities of stealing picnic baskets.
Yeah.
And
the important stuff.
Yeah. Okay. Ryn, big question here, especially given my latest test where I came out lawful good. Is Kodiak more of a Jedi or a Sith?
If you're lawful good, you're more of a Jedi, as much as false as the Jedi had. I'm sorry.
It's true. The correct answer is Gray Jedi, despite what Sir Randall says. But
being a great Jedi is still not a great Jedi. The Jedi was a flawed system.
Listen, the Gray Jedi are the best answer because they can use the Sith powers and still be the good guys. Good guys. Anyways,
they're very quote unquote on good guys. They're
yeah, not so much. What Beatrix wants to know, what's your dream lifestyle?
A house with a space to make stuff in that I'd probably use every once in a blue moon when I have a thought to make something. Yeah, I don't want anything lavish. I just want like the The bare necessities.
Yeah, boy, you're catching on.
Yeah,
It's catching on. You are getting blown up in the chat though by Darius because you don't play Magic the Gathering.
Sorry.
Just wanted to point that out. All right, Ryn, Amtgard is making a live action movie. Who is playing Ryn in the movie?
I don't. A live bear. You can't get an actor for that.
A trained live bear. Okay. All right. And when this live bear comes on screen and they go, oh, it's Ryn Warbear, what's the theme song playing in the background?
Awkwardly enough, Queen, Don't Stop Me Now.
I'm weirded out that you knew the answer to that so quickly. Okay.
That's my walkout song. I don't know if it's going to fit with the tone of the movie, but it's going to be there.
Okay. All right. Fair enough. All right. We're in a different universe altogether, but everyone has superpowers. What are your superpowers?
Teleportation.
Okay.
I don't need anything, dude. It's just like, especially if I get to keep my momentum, like out of the teleport, you guys are screwed.
Fair enough. Still would like to know, what's your favorite conspiracy and what's your favorite LARP conspiracy?
Favorite conspiracy. That definitely that we have been interacting with aliens for years, and that like we just have the government just won't tell us. I mean, come on, if there are aliens, then we had to have had contact by this point. I really hope it's true. They just keep it. We just can't handle it. They're all amorphous eldritch gods. We can't handle that with our small, tiny minds. LARP conspiracy. That Phaedra Sunfire is the third best fighter in Dagger here.
Ooh. I don't know if that's a spicy take or not, because I don't know any.
It's not a spicy take. He hasn't fought, and he fights every like once in a blue moon. There's just a guy who came out to him randomly in an event, was like, "I heard you're the third best fighter in Dagger here," and now we just say it as a meme. So that's my favorite conspiracy.
I've heard stories of this because it's made it to Amtgard, where you go up to Amtgard fighters and go, "I've heard that you are the third best fighter in Amtgard."
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right. The origins, the genesis of this craziness is okay. Fair enough. Rand Lightning would like to know: would you rather adopt 100 duck-sized horses or one horse-sized duck?
Dude, a horse-sized duck. That's amazing. Okay, I don't think people understand if you think you've seen a horse before, but horses are huge. They're huge. A duck that size, you can like stick your hand like under like a horse's like the meaty part here. I had a class where I had to draw horses a lot, and they're huge.
All right.
So yeah, I want a duck-sized horse. Okay,
still would like to know: would you rather fight a duck-sized horse or a horse-sized duck?
A horse. Wait, fight a duck-sized horse.
Okay.
That you can just punt them.
Okay. Ryn, are birds real?
Yeah, they are.
Oh, that's really disappointing.
Not that all birds are real, but a lot of them are.
Wait a minute. Are you telling me that there are sects of birds that we believe to be real that are not, but overall birds do exist?
Yeah. So like, because there are two parakeets at cockatiels at my work. They're definitely real. I see them every day. They hop on my finger. They're cute as hell. But pigeons might be fake. Pigeons could very easily be fake. They don't run away from me. Like, why are they so comfortable with me being around them?
Okay. All right.
That's how they get the illusion to sell. Because if they were all fake, we definitely catch on.
Okay. All right. That makes more sense than anything else you said so far. So.
Okay.
All right. Beatrix is going to throw you under the bus here. Do you drink at events? Why or why not?
I didn't know it was bad to be drinking at events until an hour ago.
Okay. Fair enough.
But at DAC events, yeah, I drink. I'm a social drinker. Let's go.
Okay. Beatrix would like to know, why are you too weak-willed to enjoy whiskey?
Okay. It's not weak-willed. Whiskey's just bad.
Dude,
whiskey's bad. Okay.
Yes. Yes.
Okay. Let's just clear this right with all terms of alcohol. If you're drinking it so it hurts you, you don't know why you're drinking it. You should be enjoying the things you consume. If it hurts, it's bad, except for spicy food. That's the exception.
I agree with everything you just said. Absolutely everything. Let's see if you can keep this trend going.
Okay.
Which is better, Code Red or Baja Blast?
I don't drink pop.
But you called it pop, and that makes me feel very good. Thank you. How do you like your coffee, Ryn?
I don't drink coffee either.
Well, Beatrix wants to know how you like your coffee.
I guess with a lot of sugar.
Okay. Doesn't drink it all.
I don't know if sugar actually goes in coffee. I have no idea.
It does. It does.
Oh, okay, good. Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, sugar.
Sugar. Yep. Okay. Sir Nikolai would like to know, what are you drinking right now?
Water.
Okay. We got a couple either ors. Apple or orange juice?
Orange juice.
Ice cream or custard?
Ice cream. I don't understand what custard is.
It's just better ice cream.
Is it?
I think so.
Uh,
When you come down here, I'll take you to Cleach's and we'll get custard, and then I will pick your brain.
if my mind has changed. Okay, that's
Yeah,
fair.
yeah, for sure. So make sure that we have time for ice cream next time you're down.
Yeah.
Waffles or pancakes?
Waffles.
Okay. Hot dog. Is it a sandwich or a taco?
It's taco.
Yeah. One's when the bread breaks at the bottom.
Then it's a Subway sandwich.
It's not even just a sandwich. It's a
No,
Subway
it's a Subway
sandwich.
sandwich.
It's
'Cause
eat
long.
fresh. It's eat fresh, y'all.
Yeah.
It goes from taco to eat fresh real quick. We're talking like 0 to 1 or whatever the song is. How much is too much to spend on breakfast?
You can spend too much.
I would say so. Yeah.
I feel like most of my grocery bill is breakfast foods.
Okay. So you don't have a cap. We could just.
If I had unlimited money, there would not be a cap.
Okay.
Unfortunately, I live in the confines of capitalism. So
how much is too much to spend on breakfast, Ryn?
$2.
$2. There we go. We went from there is no end to $2 very quickly.
Yes.
Ryn, what's your favorite thing to add to a bowl of yogurt?
Fruit.
Okay. Is oatmeal a soup?
Is it contents in mostly water that is heated?
Is oatmeal a soup?
I don't know how you make oatmeal, but I know my definition of soup is hot water with stuff in it.
So what about gazpacho? That's not hot water. That's cold water.
I don't know what that is.
Oh my goodness. There's so many things I have to teach you and you're so far away. Does Tajima deserve Sonic?
Is Tajima Jacob?
Yes.
Yeah, give him Sonic.
Okay. Last 4 questions. Here we go. Morgan would like to know, what's the square root of a bowl of oatmeal?
Bowl of peas.
Bowl of peas. Okay. Morgan would like to know, can you, with as much detail as possible, explain the color of the letter F's smell?
In much detail as possible, explain the color of the letter S in smell.
Nope. Explain the color of the letter F. Smell.
It smell.
The color of its
color smell. The color
of the letter F. Yes.
I mean, it's a string of numbers, as all colors are. So it's probably like #025624. And the smell of that is binary burning because my computer can't handle it.
Okay. All right. Well, yeah, because you got a hashtag in there. How dare you?
Wait, have you never been in Photoshop?
No, I don't talk about that right now, man. That's
you should open that up. There's a lot of numbers and they correspond with colors because colors don't have names. It's a thing.
I know. I was trying to be really serious and I just can't do that on KOK. All right. If you could meet anyone in history, who would it be and why? Is it Freddie Mercury?
I feel like it should be Freddie Mercury, but I also feel like his life was probably a lot more tragic than it was led on to believe. I still haven't watched the Queen movie, but like, I can't imagine being that man. I feel so bad for him in something. I mean, he was like a famous, like really talented dude, but also like being like probably, but I'm pretty sure he was gay. Like in that time, it was probably very hard, and I feel bad for him.
Okay, I mean, Freddie Mercury is the only redeemable factor of Queen. So, at me, Sir Randall, I still have it. Queen is overrated. Sorry. Last question. Let me catch my breath. If it takes a chicken and a half, a day and a half to lay an egg and a half, how long would it take a grasshopper with a wooden leg to kick the seed out of a dill pickle?
At least 47 half days.
47 half days. Ryn, thank you so much for coming on tonight. If you could just bear with us through some announcements and then we'll say our goodbyes. Dragon Spine, we're getting close to end reign, which means that there's award recommendations that you can put out. The Battlemaster self-report is still out for Queen Stillhat. The opportunity to do the Champions Challenge is to become a Chunin Jonin and an S-rank ninja before end reign are coming to an end. You're going to want to jump on that. Additionally, Food Fight is still going on. Support the people who need the food. Fire Carlos has just put an update. We had $200 and some odd already. The goal is to get to at least $1,000. Dragon Spine, we can do this. Additionally, Circle of Knights has agreed to elevate Xander the Reaper to Knight of the Sword, effective Maze. If you want, the Circle of Knights has already put out their list of awards that they've already taken on, or not awards, gifts to Xander. If you yourself want to get a gift to Xander, reach out to the Monarchy or the Circle of Knights and let them know what you would like to give him. And please come to Maze and support an elevation of another knight. Ryn, thank you so much for coming on today.
Yay.
It was a lot of fun having you. I can't wait to hang out again. You're fantastic, and your beard is amazing.
Thank you.
And ladies and gentlemen, until next time, this has been Kingdom of Kodiak, and I'm Kodiak. Goodbye.